Hey, guy.
Hey, what's up, dude?
I hit record and forgot I didn't have a hat on.
Fucking weirdo.
I had to run and grab me a hat real quick.
Yeah.
So, oh man, it looked like I had cut my eye,
Yeah.
but I didn't. So
In a hockey fight, did you?
I didn't.
Dropped your gloves and got popped one in the eye. All right.
That would be cool,
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
I actually had a customer this past week came from it's based out of Colorado, and he was he couldn't fly out on Monday because he had his beer hockey league Monday night, and he comes in Tuesday morning. He flies like late Monday night after beer hockey league, and he comes
Right.
in. He's like limping and all this. He's an older guy still doing the beer league hockey thing, and I didn't know at the time, but then as the week went on, he was talking about his beer league hockey and all this, and it was kind of interesting to like talk to this guy, and then like he had to assemble some stuff, and he kept like scraping his knuckles on like the kind of the sharp metal,
Yeah.
and had to keep getting him band-aids because he like gave him gloves, didn't want to wear them, whatever. By the end of the week, his knuckles looked like he had just like been in a huge hockey fight and punching helmet. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
literally said that to him. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, your knuckles look like you have been in one hell of a hockey fight. Like you're gonna go to your next week's hockey thing, and barring the fact that you don't have a black eye or anything, if they see your hands, they're gonna be like, Jesus. Because
Yeah.
you've seen the hockey players after a fight, their
Oh,
hands
yeah.
are like gnarled up, right?
Mhm.
Um, and that's what his fucking hands look like. It was kind of funny.
That's fine.
But anyways, good times.
Yeah, let's do some words.
Oh, you want to get right into it, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I
Fastest
want to get
episode ever.
distracted. I want to get distracted and forget, you know?
Gotcha. All right. Um, adverb.
Um, let's go with rapidly.
Okay. A number.
46.
Another number.
22.
Okay. Give me adjective.
Sweaty. You know what? Yeah, use that one.
Another adjective.
Cold.
Cold.
Yep.
Okay. Do some. I need three plural nouns.
All right. We're gonna do snowmen. Um, slutty nuns, and your favorite, dinosaurs.
Yes, definitely my favorite.
Yeah,
A
because
place.
for real. Jacksonville.
Yes, I don't believe the dinosaurs were real. But we can save that for a conspiracy corner.
Yeah.
There's somebody listening right now that's like, "What? How do you not believe the dinosaurs are real?" I can just hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there are people out there that that's kind of like, you know, one of those things that there's a lot of people out there that are right on board with me, but then there's that other group that's like, it's shocking to them because they've never heard anybody challenge the dinosaur theory.
Right. Right.
And they just, their heads explode when you say, yeah, they're not real. They just
Yep.
can't handle it. All right. I need two non-plural nouns.
Non-plural noun.
Actually, I need more than two. I need four.
All right. Well, let's go with vagina.
Oh, vagina.
hmm hmm hmm
Okay.
Um, tattoo.
The tattoo.
Um, boner
Okay.
and Tesla.
Tesla. All right. Person in room, female.
Britney Spears.
I was going to say, neither one of us have a female in either one of our rooms. Person in room, male.
Let's go with Paul Rubens.
All Rubens.
Um,
For those of you that don't know, that is Pee Wee Herman.
he's also dead.
Yeah, he is dead, but it was Pee Wee Herman.
Yes.
Okay, this one is from our Cracker Barrel Mad Lib book.
Mhm.
This is called Red, White, and Beautiful.
All right.
All right. Sure, you pledge allegiance to the American vagina every morning when school starts.
Great start.
Well, we're starting off good. But do you know the history behind this cold flag? The legend goes that the first flag was made by Britney Spears Ross, a sweaty seamstress who lived in Jacksonville. In May 1776, Paul Rubens Washington visited Ross at her shop and asked her to sew a Tesla based on the design he gave her. Sew a Tesla based on the design he gave her. The stars in the flag originally had 46 points. Wow. But Ross changed the design to five, which is how the flag still looks today. The first official flag was known as the Stars and Slutty Nuns. The flag changed as more dinosaurs joined the Union until Congress passed a law in 1818 that said the flag would always have 22 stripes. Oh, how many stripes does it actually have?
13.
13, yeah. Well, now it will always have 22.
Always.
It used to have 46 points, those stars, too.
Those stars were
What
pretty
would a
crazy.
46-point star look like?
I don't
Be
know.
really tight, like
Yeah.
all right. And stars equal to the total number of snowmen in the Union. The flag was rapidly completed in 1960 when Hawaii became the last state to join the tattoo. Think about that next time you say, I pledge allegiance to the boner.
Well, it makes sense that you would pledge allegiance to the boner because you are pledging allegiance to the United States of America's vagina.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh, nice.
All right. So there's that.
That's good shit.
I pledge allegiance to the boner. It's either that one or you pledge allegiance to the American vagina every morning when school starts.
Yeah, instead of putting your hand over your heart, you put your hand over your dick or vagina, depending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the boner. All right. Good
One
time.
vagina under all or whatever.
Yeah. I actually went back to Cracker Barrel, but it's weird that, we used to live in Rockford. There's a Cracker Barrel in Rockford,
Yeah.
and we never went there. And since we've moved where we've moved, there's a Cracker Barrel, and that's become my wife's favorite restaurant
Oh, wow.
of like all the places. And I'm like, why? I don't understand that. It's
Well, because your options
no,
are Cracker Barrel or McDonald's.
no.
Those are your
We
options.
literally have everything, like or almost everything in terms of restaurants.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we're close enough and in a big enough city that like everything is like within 30 minutes. And when I say everything, like it would be like for you if you lived 30 minutes from Schaumburg,
Okay.
where there's everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything that even you can't get in Rockford. So like if you lived basically between Schaumburg and Rockford, wherever that would be in Illinois,
Like Barrington.
yeah, kind of in there. You can go to Schaumburg, you've got everything. You can go this way and you've got everything in Rockford. But pretty much everything in Rockford is also in Schaumburg. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what it is. But like some of these things are within like a mile and some of these things are tops 30 minutes. But we have pretty much everything. So it's why are we choosing Cracker Barrel when we can go to Cheesecake Factory or something like that? Like, I'd never been to Cheesecake Factory until I moved here. There's Cheesecake Factory in Schaumburg, but I never went. Actually, quite enjoy Cheesecake Factory.
That's a good place.
So you've
I go
been,
there. I go there and I get their soup.
do you? I was gonna say, have you ever been to Cheesecake Factory?
Oh yeah, many a time.
Okay. I've never gotten cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory.
I don't like their cheesecake.
You know?
No, it's
I'm not a
too
huge
thick.
fan of cheesecake
Oh,
in
see, I
general.
love cheesecake, but it's too thick.
Oh,
It's too
yeah,
thick and dry. I like a nice moist thin cheesecake.
yeah. A moist and thin cheesecake.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, yeah. Trying to think, what else?
You got a guys of fiveness there?
A guys of fiveness? Oh, Five Guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Okay.
But see, like, so I had to, when I worked in Rockford, I had a manager who wanted to go to Five Guys all the time. And, he'd always be like, he'd always come up to me and say, "What do you want for lunch?" And I'd always say, "I don't know, I don't care." And then he'd always be like, "I kind of want Five Guys." And I'd always say, "You're so gay." Every time. But I
Yeah.
had to go to Five Guys so much with him. He just loved Five Guys. And he also loved the restaurant. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where when you've had something so much, you get sick of it. So I came here and literally like the second week when in down here and I was like uh coworkers were like, "Oh, we're gonna go out for lunch. Do you want to come with?" And I was like, "Sure." And then they're like, "Yeah, we're going to Five Guys." And I was like, "I can't get away from this fucking place." So since that time of going to Five, I have not been back because I need a break from Five Guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you need three girls.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when you've had Five Guys a lot, sometimes you just need a break.
Yeah.
And same thing with the restaurant.
Your mouth has got to be tired. Same with your ass.
Exactly.
That much Five Guys.
But it was funny every single time. This
Yeah.
guy wanted to. I kind of want Five Guys. You are so gay. Every single time, and he always laughed.
Right, right.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
It makes sense because it was outside of work. It was nonstop gay jokes with him.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
inside,
He was in the
inside,
Navy. He swallowed a lot of semen. You know what I mean?
yeah, he did. He was with a lot of seamen that day. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, anyways, good times. Oh, dear Dave,
Yes, let's do it, dear Dave.
is that what time it is?
It is 8:31, so yeah, I think so.
All right. Um, hmm. I have one here that's car questions, and I'm a little hesitant because I'm not sure if we're the right guys for that. Should we just tackle it and see what it is?
Fuck it, why not? They sent it in.
All right. It's I think it's more of an advice by the looks of it here. They're looking for some advice. It's a kind of a long one too. I guess let's tackle it. It's not just all mental health stuff. Should I trade my Civic for my dream car? This is the
Yes.
subject line.
Automatically, yes.
All right. Well, you want me to read it or should we just end
Yeah,
it with
no, yeah.
that?
Go ahead,
Okay.
read it. Let's find out what kind of dream car this five guys guy has.
Okay. Um, when I was about to turn 16, my grandparents gave me the offer of a lifetime with picking out my own free car. I was given a $22,500 price limit with maybe more if the car seemed reasonable. One of the cars we checked out was a Honda S2000 with 90,000 miles and priced at 22,000. Honda S2Ks are one of my dream cars and the only one in my area at this time, but my grandparents and I didn't go with this because it was priced too high and it was extremely modded, aka molested. Uh, in October, we found a 2022 Honda Civic Sport, which I liked, that was priced at 22.5 with 43,000 miles. We ended up going with this choice and were able to negotiate down to 20,500 and added on a warranty for 2,000, which covers basically everything except for the body. I very much appreciated this gift from my grandparents and I love the Civic. I recently was shopping on Facebook Marketplace for a new PC and I saw a red 2002 Honda S2K with 65,000 miles priced at 25,000, which is an extremely good price for this because it was completely untouched with zero mods done to it and it was through another Honda dealership which are decently reliable for car buying. I brought the idea of trading my Civic in for the S2K to my father, and he thought it was a good investment because S2Ks don't depreciate in value as much and would maybe appreciate if I don't drive it too much. He even offered to take out a mini loan of 5,000. We're about halfway through this thing, just so you know.
Okay.
A mini loan of $5,000 to pay the difference between the vehicles, but I have enough to cover the costs already. I talked to the dealership and they offered 20,500 to trade in the Civic and 24,000 would be the lowest on the S2K. I then called where I bought the Civic to ask about the warranty and they said they would refund 2,000 since I've only driven the Civic 1,000 miles. I then brought up the idea to my mom, who completely shut me out and said this was the worst idea ever and we're throwing away thousands of dollars just for a more expensive car, and that I shouldn't mention this to my grandparents because it would upset them. I agree that we would have wasted money on getting the car registered and plates, which cost me 2,000. Jesus. But I think in the long run, having the S2K would be a fun experience, especially since I would be able to build my own dream car and the value of the car wouldn't depreciate as long as I don't put too many miles on it and don't drive it on the salty roads in the winter. Chapter 9. That's what it feels like at this point. Uh, when I checked it out, it was mechanically sound, zero rust, zero scratches or dents. I want to bring this up to my grandparents and see what they think about this idea, but I don't want to ruin my relationship or upset them in any way. I also need to convince my mom because the title is under her name. I'm okay with not getting the S2000, but I might be bummed out. I'm open to all your ideas and I appreciate any suggestions for this. By the way, I have a winter beater already set up, and if I need to, I have my dad's SUV I could borrow also. This would be probably my only opportunity to get an S2000 until I'm done with college. I plan on selling the Civic when I go to college because it would help me cover tuition, fees, and I wouldn't be able to use it anyways for 4+ years unless I pay 2,000 for a parking spot. End of email.
All right. So if you look at the chat, I sent you a picture of a Honda S2K.
All right, let me pull that up. Do I need to?
You can share the screen so people can see the beautiful colors and the beautiful
So
car.
let me. So you sent me a link, but then you also sent me pictures. What am I supposed
No,
to do in
it's
here?
all one. I just moved the
Oh, I see.
yeah. So it's like previewing the thing. But look at that pretty car.
All right, let me share screen so everybody can have a look see here. Wait, first let me get rid of the email just in case I accidentally minimize it. We don't want to dox anybody, or was that what it's called? Doxing?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to do that to anybody. So, hang on here. I am very smart. All right.
Good going.
Can you see it?
Yep, look at that beautiful car there.
Okay. So this is an S2K, as Honda S2000.
Yep. I went with the gaudiest one, that bright pink.
Okay. So I
So,
wonder if like this stuff here is a mod, like he's
yeah,
talking about, or if it that's how it comes. But then, yeah, but this is that kind of this is that world that like the Fast and Furious kind of early
yeah,
days world, right?
yep. Yeah, I would say his best bet, if since you can stop sharing it. I just wanted you to see it. Um,
All right.
so I would say because he's thinking about trading in or selling his Honda Civic to pay for school, and he would have to pay an extra $2,000 just to have that car at school. I would say his best bet would be to not trade it in and sell the car, pay for schooling, and then after school, do the celebratory thing and buy his S2K then. But if he's really thinking he'll not get a better deal than what he has now, he should do it. Now, as far as the grandparents are involved, it was a gift. Okay. They gave him the gift. They should realize that that particular gift is not going to last forever. So he got good use out of it. It's his gift. He can do what the fuck he wants with it.
All
He
right.
should go ahead and trade it in if he wants to, and basically tell his grandparents they can suck a big fat dick.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if I agree with that, but I get what
um,
you're saying.
in a more politically correct professional way, obviously. But I mean, this is one of those things where it's really split down the middle. He can do what he wants because it's his dream car, and he may never have another shot, or wait till the next one. You know what I mean? I mean, who knows what he's going to school for? Maybe he'll have enough money to buy a brand new one and mod it out himself if he wanted to. You know?
I guess what I would like to know is, are they really that hard to come by that aren't modded up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's see.
Everyone that I saw was modded.
Okay. So I guess if like I don't know, I'm not a car guy. Um, but if the whole modification piece of things, if almost let's say 9 out of 10 are modified, and you found one with relatively low miles for a decent price that hasn't been modified, uh, yeah, I mean, it's your dream car. I guess go for it because if you can't find one otherwise that's not modified, then yeah, this might be like a I don't want
His
to say
last,
once in a lifetime, but
right.
yeah,
His last chance to find one not modded.
yeah. Um, I don't know. That's about as good as I can go
Yeah.
on something like this because so like I at least he's sticking with Hondas. I know Hondas tend to be really good vehicles. Honda Civic, a really good like car that lasts, it keeps its value, even with a shit ton of miles, like they seem to just drive forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know that's a vehicle like if I didn't have the lifetime bumper to bumper warranty that they were still offering when I bought my car, I probably would have moved on to a Honda Civic at this point.
Yeah, but you have a Yugo. I mean, those are good forever.
A what?
A Yugo.
A Yugo? I don't even know. I've heard of that. I don't even know what those look like. Yugoslavia?
No, a Yugo.
Yugo. Oh, those things are fucking hideous. I have seen those. You do see those ever so often.
Every so often, yeah.
But it seems like those are more in other countries anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't really see them in the States anymore.
Yeah. Shortened variant of the Fiat 128.
Hmm.
Subcompact hatchback.
It's an ugly car. But I mean, you got a lifetime warranty on it though.
Oh, you're making a joke on the vehicle that I have. Got
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
it.
And I like the fact that you have a brick color pattern for your car too. I've never seen that on a car.
Hey, that's what they were offering, man. It's
Yeah.
not modded or anything. So,
No. Well, didn't you tell me that you had the option between rainbow, camo, and brick?
yeah.
You went with the brick? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to go rainbow, people would have known for sure I was gay then. So,
Yeah, we can't do that, you know.
yeah, and I
Now,
didn't want to go camo because, Republicans.
yeah. Well, not only that, but you go camo, you're gonna lose your car. You're never gonna find it.
All right. Yeah. So
Where the fuck my car go?
I had to go
Fucking
brick.
yeah.
This seemed like the logical choice.
It really does. For you, it does, you know.
You go. I wonder if you can get one. Hang on, I want to see if they're for sale. You go car for sale near me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely near you.
I'm curious what they're priced at. Let's see. You can get hang on now,
Probably an 87.
86, 85,000 miles. What's the price though? I don't see it says price reduced.
Ooh.
A rare car, only 1,500 made. See, this fucking Yugo that I got's worth some money, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, here we go. Um, 1988
Mhm.
Yugo GV. Figure this one out.
Okay.
It's gone up in value. It's $3,990 new, but the current price is $4,995.
Yeah, it went up $1,005.
It says uh, for a non-running sun-baked Yugo. Nice. Well, you would laugh your ass off if I came rolling into your driveway in a fucking Yugo. What a piece of shit. I wonder, do those get good miles?
Oh yeah, they get like 385 miles per gallon
That's about what I get as it is. I think my car gets around like 400 per tank. Oh, did you say per gallon?
per gallon, yeah.
Wow. Is it an electric vehicle?
No, no, they're Flintstone.
Gotcha.
Mostly.
This Honda S2000. So it's interesting looking vehicle. That one that you sent is hideous in terms of color, but it the whole like convertible type, it looks like it's, you know, what's the car that you was your dream car that you said you would buy if you ever got chance to?
Purple BMW Z3.
Yeah, the BMW Z3, which
Yep.
is a convertible, right?
Yes. Yep. Here's one
Um,
right here on Carfax. Oh, that's not purple. That's red. Fucking liar.
are you looking up your dream car now?
Oh yeah, there's a purple one right there for 10 grand. Fair Oaks, California.
There you go.
Yeah, that purple. That's a different color purple than I had, but yeah, I love my BMW Z3. I miss it.
Why'd you sell it?
Was getting divorced.
Oh, yeah,
Oh no, no, no. I sold it to buy the Dodge Nitro and the Dodge Charger.
yeah. I remember the Nitro. I don't
Yep,
remember the Charger though.
that was hers.
No, that's why I don't remember it.
It was red.
I remember you had a blue Dodge Nitro
Yep,
because I filmed from the ass end of that vehicle. We
you
were
did.
filming a driving scene.
Yep.
I remember doing that.
I remember that.
I liked the Nitros at the time. They were kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good car for a while.
All right. So, did we answer this guy's question?
Yeah, I gave him a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it's basically, yeah, you're just gonna have to. kind of if these weren't if 9 out of 10 weren't modded up and you could easily get one that wasn't modified, then I would say wait. If it's one of those things where you're not gonna get probably not that you'll never find one, but if it's gonna be hard to find one that's not modified, then yes, just go for it. It's not that much. I mean, mom will be pissed for a little bit, although she does have the whole title thing. I don't know how you go about getting around that. If the title's in her name, was it in that what it said?
Yeah.
So yeah, you do have to deal with that. I mean, if you talk to your grandparents, you kind of lay the whole thing out. You never know. Maybe they'll be like, you know what, get what you can for the Honda Civic we bought you, and maybe they'll throw in the difference or something on the other car. You know what
Right.
I mean? Who
Right.
knows? Like, I don't know your family situation, but it you could probably work this through. I mean, you got a beater with a heater, so as a backup plan, if everything else falls through,
Right. Right.
um,
Exactly.
you probably, yeah, that's about all we can really say about it. I was nervous when I saw car question. I thought, oh boy, this guy wants to know how to change a radiator or something like that. The wrong show.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
are you buying a BMW Z3 right now?
No,
Close your fucking tab with your one of 390 tabs you have open.
I was talking and listening at the same time, but I got into that rabbit hole of searching.
Yeah, well, I do that every once in a while. I'll get a bug up my ass and I'm like, I start looking for like a Honda Civic on Carfax or not Carfax, Carvana,
Yeah.
but I know at that moment I'm not going to buy. It's just more or less horsing around. So, anyways, good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It
let's
was
see. Do we have a conspiracy corner or do we want to do a different Dear Dave? I feel like
I,
that was kind of a
that was kind of a dud, but we can do both. We got time for both.
another Dear Dave.
Yeah, there should be. I mean, look, there should be a conspiracy corner I sent you.
There's something there.
Let me double check.
Yeah, I do have one sitting there from you. I've also sent a handful as backups. So,
Oh,
in the event you
here's
never,
one. Here's one I'll send to you. We can.
you don't have to just, oh yeah, I've seen this one.
One I just sent you.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's the first
Um,
thing that popped up
I
on my.
don't think we can do that on the regular show because this goes to YouTube.
Oh,
And that
okay.
will definitely ban us. That will be one when we go deeper dive
Yeah.
because
I
there's no
didn't even
way.
see it. I just saw the thing and I was like, oh, I'm gonna send this now. That was literally as soon as I opened Insta, that's what was I saw.
Oh, so you haven't watched the video?
No, I literally just sent it to you.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
are you talking
I'm talking about the most recent one you just sent. You have not seen that.
the one that I sent you 2 seconds ago?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. So I've watched it already.
Okay.
So I already know like what's coming and it's
Where is
it,
that at?
I think in France.
Okay.
Um but yeah, definitely not one we can do on this show.
All right. The other one we should be able to. I think the other one
The
is,
other one, it looks like it came from a flat Earth TikTok. It looks like,
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
um, but I'm gonna have to pre-click on that one. I don't even think we can let the, video gets like the thumbnail, like
Yeah.
I don't even think we can show that without YouTube catching it. So I'm gonna have to pull up the conspiracy corner before I share the screen
That's fine.
and then minimize it in time. Yeah, shouldn't have sent that one. Until
Well, I can
no, no, it's fine. I'll
I
just
can
have
unsend
to
it.
work around it. Here, let's do another Dear Dave.
You do another Dear Dave, I'll unsend it.
You don't have to unsend it. You can just wonder if there's a way I can like it'll be fine. Just leave it there. Here, at this point, I feel like I need to explain to the listeners. It's basically women protesting in France or Europe somewhere, but they're protesting with no shirts on, and they've painted their chests with like the Nazi logo and all this, and it, all you see are these tits basically, and YouTube's not gonna let us do that. But shameless plug here, you can go over to Patreon and on if you subscribe, we'll do a deeper dive conspiracy corner where we get into what that video is all about, what they're protesting, and talk about it. Um, and I guess you can see these women with their tits out. Anyways, all right. Here, here's a short one. All right, I feel like people are just fucking with us now.
Wow, what do we got now?
So that's what we did the car one. Here's the next one. Um, but it's a genuine question, I guess. The
Okay.
subject line is I'm scared of other people seeing me cry.
Okay.
The so we went from a really long chapter book to a one line. Here's the bulk of the email. What's wrong with me? That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it. I'm scared of other people seeing me cry. What's wrong with me? There's the whole kit and caboodle. The subject line, the bulk of the email. That's it.
All right. Well,
Okay, so why is this a form of like a mental health thing, or what would this be, Dave?
yes, this would fall into the mental health screen or scene of things. So let's break it down. The person is afraid to let other people see him cry or her cry. We don't know.
Yeah. It's
So
unclear.
let's go with guy. And let's go with straight guy first. Okay.
Okay.
We as cis white straight men are brought up knowing saying that we are strong, we can't show emotions, we can't cry, we have to be strong and brave and all that shit. So society tells us we shouldn't have emotions and we should just be the worker horse,
Right.
you know, and be the foundation for the family and let the women cry because the women are emotional and sensitive. We're not supposed to. So that could be one reason. Um, let's say it's a girl. Maybe she has been in other relationships or even her family scolded for crying over something. I'll give you something to cry about. Remember that when you were a kid, you'd cry and you'd go,
Mhm.
well, I'll give you something to cry about. God damn it. Um, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the fact that she's an ugly crier. That is such a thing. You know, there's a lot of different reasons that I would have to ask a lot more follow-ups,
Yeah.
but it is a common thing, but there's reasons behind it. Like something has caused that to happen. So once we know what the cause is, we can deal with the cause and then eventually be okay to cry in front of other people. You know,
Is it is it a bad thing to not be able to cry in front of other people?
no, no. I mean, it's just a personal preference. It's what it comes down to. You know, like if you're at a funeral and you're super fucking sad, and you don't want to cry in front of other people because you want to be the rock and the foundation. It's okay to hold it in while you're there to be that person as long as you allow yourself to cry and feel that emotion. Ignoring it will only make it worse and will basically kind of make it way harder to deal with in the long run. You know, letting
Yeah.
it out is better. It's healthier to let yourself cry. Um, but it's a preference, you know. I mean, if you're gonna cry, cry. Like who gives a shit? Really,
Right.
who cares? You know,
So
it's
if you're like is there like an exercise that can be done? Like I'm not like an extra like go work out, but like that where getting better at being able to show that emotion in a say public setting, like a way
Yeah.
to without like just making yourself sad or whatever. Like,
Exposure therapy, basically. You know, talk about sad things that make you cry. And just by talking about it and thinking about it will usually, provoke the person to cry. And then as I'm talking to someone who is starting to cry and they're holding it back, I will convince them to not hold it back and to let it out. And the more that they do that, the more comfortable they'll feel in front of me, the more comfortable they'll feel in front of other people. So there is, yeah, it's exposure therapy.
okay, all right, I,
So yeah, this person here, write back, give us more dialogue, more what's going on so I can help you,
yeah,
or talk to your own counselor about exposure therapy. Work
yeah,
on that shit.
okay, there you go.
There you go.
All right, so we did two. You kind of got a deeper dive
Yeah.
here, Dave, on this one. All right, so conspiracy corner,
Yeah.
or is there anything in the news we need to talk about?
Well, I don't really follow the news. I know this is old news now, but we didn't really talk about it. But Ulinsky and Trump and JD Vance hung out and had a little fucking powwow. Apparently that didn't go well from what I'm hearing. But I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm. Did all that happen? I'm not even sure, man.
Yeah,
Must have happened within the last couple days here.
no, because they did a Saturday Night Live skit about it like 2 weeks ago.
Sure, the SNL skit you're talking about wasn't Musk and Rubio with Trump.
No, that was just this weekend. But
Mm,
no, they did.
mm. No, that was a few weeks ago, dude.
Well, either way, no, the SNL thing was just this weekend, or maybe I just watched it this weekend.
Yeah. All right, well, let's skip in the news. We're obviously like way
We're
off
out of it.
here because
There's tornadoes in
I had heard that they were meeting
Alabama.
uh, Putin and Zelensky and Trump, like negotiating a peace deal or some shit.
I didn't know Putin was too.
But like, well, I think I don't know. I guess the only thing I really heard was something about Zelensky didn't want, or Trump was meeting with Putin. Zelensky refused to, or he wanted to, no, wait, what was it? He wanted to be there, but he doesn't trust that Putin's being honest or something. And then I don't know. But this would have been after Zelensky's spanking in the White House.
That's what I'm talking about. That spanking. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I just Googled it. It was 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, well, yeah, but supposedly they were supposed to, Trump was like meeting with Putin too or something. I don't know. They've kind of like I'm not up the ass of what's going on in this administration as much. Simply because until you go ahead and release all these documents that you said you were going to release on like day one, I'm not interested in what the fuck you're doing at this point because it's just a sham, and to me, it's just more bullshit government nonsense and just more of the same. Just a different party that's in control. Um,
Right.
I feel like, you know, people voted for something and, yeah, price of eggs is going down, price of gas is going down. But where's those Epstein documents?
Hmm.
Where's the arrests? Where's all this other shit that was supposed to happen? Where's the JFK files? Where's the MLK files? Where's all this stuff that was supposed to come out? It's just not happening. So it's kind of like, I've lost motivation and interest because while I'm enjoying the price of eggs and gas going down, I'm irritated. You know what I mean? Disgruntled American, I guess you could call me.
Yeah.
And while I also think it's great that Doge is saving me lots of or moving my tax dollars from nonsensical shit and whatever, that's great, but that's only one thing that, he campaigned on, that they were going to do that. The other shit was, we're going to release all these documents. I'm really hung
Right.
up on the documents here. Fucking release them. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So until that happens, kind of don't give a shit. So
I feel you.
it's frustrating. But other than that, in the news, yeah, supposedly there's storms everywhere. People have been messaging me, "Am I surviving the storms?"
Yeah, you
And
doing okay down there?
yeah, there's fucking some rain. Like, it's not like it's a hurricane. It's not
As long
like,
as it's not acid rain, you're all right.
yeah. Apparently there's tornadoes, but not where I'm at. But I like how people generalize. So if they say over a 5 state range of bad storms, people assume I'm directly in the middle of it or something. It's interesting. The amount of people that reached out to check in and make sure I was okay. Now, I think it's great that people do that, but I'm apparently down in this area where it was just nonstop storms, and I'm looking outside, and like the first person called and said, "How are the storms?" And I literally was looking at the sky and I saw sun and blue skies. And I'm like, what storm? I don't even know what you're talking about. And then like as the day progressed, clouds came in, rain came in, like, and then yes, there was some lightning, some thunder. At one point in time my phone did go off with the whole tornado warning thing, but I looked outside when that happened and I didn't see shit. But
Clear
I don't
sky.
even think it was raining at that moment. Like, it was just like, I don't know. But I don't feel like I am phased by storms. But apparently the whole rest of the area was, because I went out to eat and there was, 15 cars on the road and that's it. So it's like weird how everything just shuts down. People are scared of storms. They're like closing restaurants and I don't know. It's weird.
Crazy. Yeah, and our weather is typical Midwest weather. Most of the week it was in its 60s this week. I woke up this morning and it was there's snow on the ground.
That sounds about Midwest.
Yeah, it was almost 70 degrees on Thursday. And then we got the cold wind yesterday or Friday, and then still cold and windy yesterday. I think it was like 35, 40 degrees yesterday. And yeah, and I woke up this morning and there's fucking snow on the ground.
Wow.
And it's supposed to snow all day.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't miss that, man. I don't miss that weird fucking weather. It's so strange. You can be like, yeah, it's shorts, it's spring's here. Oh fuck, now I'm shoveling again.
Right,
Like
right.
within like 48 hours. Sometimes within 24 hours. It can be like 65, 70 one day and then the next day, like you said, it's snowing. It's like, how? How is this a thing? It shouldn't be.
It should not be. Like, I wonder if it's still snowing now. Let me look.
Very
It's
bright.
not now, but there's snow on my car since I've been here.
Okay. So it has snowed since you've been,
Yeah, since I've been here. Yeah.
yeah. And it's just forecasted for the whole day, huh?
Yeah, and then again on Tuesday.
Man, that's right. So for you, you've got at least another 2 months before spring, kind of. And like here, I think we're I think we're pretty much out of any kind of cold. Like, it's probably going to be like the coldest it might get now is like 50s, and it will just progressively get hotter.
Yeah.
So, oh, there's your guys who still high five weather report.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, let's jump into this conspiracy corner.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let me go ahead and share the screen.
You can safely now.
I'm going to share the sound. Right. Let's get rid of us.
Have you seen this one already?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm basing it on TikTok flat Earth something.
Yeah,
And
I
then
don't
it's
remember what
like
it is, but I remember sending it. I just don't remember what it was.
you sent it at Friday at 2:59. So let's check it out.
This is the best flat earth proof that no one wants you to know. There's something hiding in plain sight, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Scientists claim we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, but somehow you can feel completely still. Planes fly straight without adjusting for a curve, and the horizon always level, but that's just the beginning. If satellites are floating in space, why do we need thousands of ground towers to keep our internet and GPS running? Why do NASA's high-altitude balloons hover right above us, carrying tech that's supposed to be in orbit? And if gravity is so strong that it holds oceans to a spinning ball, how can birds, butterflies, and helium balloons float so effortlessly? The truth is, everything we see supports a motionless, enclosed world. Ever noticed how rockets never shoot straight up? They curve, every single time. Some believe they're not escaping anywhere, just disappearing beyond the horizon. And what about the stars? They've remained in the same constellations for thousands of years, even though we're supposedly spiraling through an infinite universe at unimaginable speeds. They say we've mapped the cosmos, but over 80% of our own oceans remain unexplored. Priorities, right? Maybe space isn't what they tell us. Maybe it's something much closer, much simpler. If this got you thinking, stick around. There's way more they don't want you to know. This is for entertainment purposes.
All right.
Yeah. Flat Earth, motherfuckers.
So, um, the stars piece of that is very interesting to me as a like. So there's a guy on some old podcasts that we've done that I've argued with the flat Earth about.
Hmm.
He's a heliocentric Earth believer,
Yeah.
and I mean after like really kind of looking into this, not this like flat Earth shit where it's like, oh, it's like a disc floating through space type, not that bullshit. Like more like we're in a what do you call those things? Like the
A snow globe?
snow globe. It's more like that. That's kind of what I feel like this is.
I feel
We're
like it's a terrarium.
a terrarium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the movie Biodome, but on a way bigger scale. Uh,
Right.
yeah.
Well, Truman Show. Truman Show for sure.
Truman, should we you take kind of all those concepts and just make them even bigger? And it's probably something close to that, I think. Just because, okay, so the stars, they say we're if you watch those videos from like Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever, it shows the Earth where you're like spinning and the planets are going around and you're moving at some crazy speed, but then like the planets and everything is like kind of spinning around the Earth, and at the same time you're also going around the sun. While this, you've seen the animation video, right?
Yeah. I've seen the bullshit. Yeah.
And you watch that, and it's like, okay, if that's what it is, then how in the fuck are the stars in the exact same spot right now as they were, say, 2,000 years ago? Say, and I get it. Okay, then so the argument made here is, well, you know, 3 million years ago, it wouldn't have been that way. But to me, there's no proof of the 3 million years. And then you have these people that are now say we're bringing back the dinosaur thing.
Hmm.
Oh, well, the dinosaurs were around, 6 million years ago or whatever, right? Or I don't even know what nonsense they've made up. And it's like, okay, but how do you come up with this? Like I'd really like to talk to one of these scientists that can like date, carbon dating, and I know what that is and all that. I just don't get it though, because I can understand carbon dating for accounting for maybe a couple hundred years, maybe even 1,000 years. How are you coming up with 6 million
Right.
or 10 million or 1 million? I mean, that's a lot. Think about how much, like, in a tree. oh, this tree's 6 million years old. Well, how do you know that? Well, the rings, right? Isn't that how you
Right. Yep. The
so
ring did.
so you're counting 6 million rings? Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what they're doing here, but how are they carbon dating this? I feel like it's all just bullshit.
It
And
is. It's all big words to confuse.
I also feel like a lot of these scientists that say this shit, as soon as you start looking into who's funding them, you find out, oh, that's the narrative they want pushed. So
Mhm.
if I'm a scientist and I discover that the Earth's flat, there is no dinosaurs, but the only way I can make money is by getting money from, I don't know, let's say BlackRock.
Yeah, that's
And
a
they're
good.
like, so I meet with a, top executive at BlackRock, and they're like, all right, so we know you have done all your research, you found that Earth's flat, there's no dinosaurs, but what we really need, because you're really respected scientists, what we need is you to come out with a paper that says that you have discovered the Earth is not flat and that there were dinosaurs and that the Earth is X million years old and dinosaurs are X million years old and yada yada yada. And if you do that, we'll give you all this money. But if you don't, then we're going to have AI create a sex tape where you diddled a child and your career and life will be ruined.
Oh, you don't need the AI. I've got my tape right here. Here you go.
But you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
I'm simulating what one of these meetings might look like or
Right.
sound like. So 10 out of 10 people are going to say, okay, I'll write the paper and completely lie about it. Um, and then they get their money, and we just continue on this false narrative that this shit is what it is. And
Like the Earth is a pear shape.
yeah.
That's my
So,
favorite.
in other words, this is probably what Neil deGrasse Tyson is. And I don't know because I've not sat in a meeting with Neil deGrasse Tyson where they're paying him to say a false narrative. But this is what I'm assuming is happening. And he spews bullshit. He probably gets paid to spew that bullshit. And it's not just him, it's several people that do this shit. And I'm sure there's people on the flat earth side of things getting paid to push the false flat earth narrative of things. You know what I mean? The oh, we're it's a plate going through space. You know what I mean? And they do it to sound so ridiculous. Here's the thing. You go look at a dinosaur at a museum and ask the people at that museum how much of that dinosaur is actual bone and how much was manufactured to make the completeness of the dinosaur. There's about 2% of real bone, and they've kind of made up the rest of what it would look like.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's there was no fucking there. Let's see. An alligator or a crocodile is the closest thing I think to like a current day dinosaur,
Mm.
right? Um, like you see some of these other giant animals, like a hippopotamus or a rhinoceros. These are like the equivalent of dinosaurs. I think we had other species similar to these that went extinct that we're calling dinosaurs, and we're putting a ridiculous date on when they were around, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're finding these things. Even in Rockford, they have the museum with the Jane, I think, is
Okay.
the dinosaur, and they've got a couple others, but yet there's literally like the percent is so small of actual bone, and you say, well, where's the rest of it? Well, I don't know. It just wasn't there. It's disintegrated. Okay, well, how the fuck did this one not disintegrate? How is this thing that you're saying, this skull or whatever, but it's not the skull. Well, when you get right down to it, it was this part of the skull that they recovered. Then all the rest of this they had to manufacture, and it's like,
Recreate.
well, okay, how do we even know what you just manufactured is what it would have actually looked like? You're completely, it's fake, just like everything NASA releases in terms of videos of what the universe looks like. It's all bullshit.
NASA NASA would never doctor anything and send it to us.
No, except everything that they do, and they've admitted is they have to do that because any picture taken in space has to come back, comes back as numbers, and then they have to, format all this shit and dress it up a little bit because otherwise it wouldn't be as appealing. Okay, so in other words, you're paying graphic artists to sit there and create pictures.
Mhm.
Got it. You're not getting any fucking data. You're not getting pictures of anything. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yep.
Dinosaurs. Let's we'll call them dinosaurs. We'll call any animal that's extinct a dinosaur, and then I'll agree with you that dinosaurs existed. How they died is not how they said they died either. Um, but then I just
The
prefer to
great
call them
freeze or
animals
whatever.
that are extinct rather than a dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, like, what is it? Pandas are getting extinct now. Is that right? Is it pandas?
Probably.
Does that mean that they're going to be dinosaurs then?
I guess. Let's see.
But if we didn't have dinosaurs, how'd we get fossil fuel?
Oh, so
Answer me that.
that's another giant lie.
I know
Um,
that's why I said
yeah. Well,
it.
so
I'm setting
I,
you up, bro.
I'm trying to think. Who was it? Was it one of the Rothschilds or I forget who it was
I,
that.
I think it was a Rothschild that started the fossil fuel bullshit.
Yeah. So basically, because realistically, we could have cars that run on water. We could have cars that run on steam. We could have cars that run on probably milk. We could have cars that run on your piss. Like you
Just
could.
my, just my piss.
I mean, the point is that we can have all of this shit, and all of this shit exists. But when you have a person, we'll just say it's the Rothschilds because I can't remember for sure the exact names, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I think
Um, they they had a monopoly or wanted to have a monopoly on an industry and realized that if Dave over there can make a car that can run on water that's super easily accessible, because it's fucking everywhere and it literally rains from the sky, then how the fuck can what this guy found, this like black, dirty shit from the ground, um, if he's got the market on that and you've got the market on the water, well, how is he going to stay in business? Because I have to do a bunch of work to get that shit out of the ground.
oh,
All you have to do is wait for it to rain. So I have to basically put you out of business. So in other words, I'm going to buy your patent for more money than you've ever seen. You're going to go away, and if you get uppity, I'll have you murdered. And in the meantime, so I'm it's not only you, it's you and these other people that have all created these things that, are my competition essentially. Buy them all up, buy all your patents up, make you all go away. And now you have me. But in order to also make this sound like, because maybe I want to up my prices. And the only way I can really do that, well, for one, I'm the only option in town right now. But I want to make it seem like this thing that I have is rare. So I'm going to say it came from fossils of dinosaurs that aren't real. So I'm going to say this shit came from dinosaurs. And once all the dinosaur bones have disintegrated into this black oil shit, we're going to be out. There's not going to be any more because there's no more dinosaurs. Like they've all disintegrated into this. So I'm going to tell everyone this. And so then I can jack the price up because now we have limited quantities of this thing that is so plentiful and doesn't even come from that. Well, actually, it may actually come from extinct animals that
I
I
don't.
don't know the science behind that. The
I
point
would say
is,
no
it
because
will
they.
never not be available. We will have fucking oil. We could use as much as we want. We could put it in barrels, do whatever. There will always be more oil. It will never go away. And I don't give a shit what scientist wants to sit here and say, "Oh, you don't know because you have." I guarantee you, my kids, 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 kids. I mean, go on for fucking 40 generations. It will still exist unless the narrative changes and you've manipulated the mentality to think that it doesn't exist. It still will be there, though.
Yeah,
Guaranteed. It's bullshit.
yeah, that's why they called it that what it is
Oh,
because they
fossil
if
fuel. It's just,
fossil, we're going to run out of fossils, so we'll end up running out of the fuel.
yeah, it's just a lie. And it's literally been documented. This is what they did. Like, it's not even a secret. It's just nobody knows about it.
Yeah, because nobody wants to know about it.
Here, I'm gonna go back to what animals are nearing extinction. I just want to know where the our future oil's gonna come from.
Mhm.
Oh, the Bornean elephant, endemic reptiles on the Canary Islands, cacti in Chile or Chile.
So we're losing cacti.
So there's apparently 75 mammal species, 335 bird species, 41 reptile species, 65 amphibian species are on the near extinction.
Well, we should adopt a male and female and Noah's Ark this shit and get them fucking and get more.
It's so it's also weird. Like, how do you know that they're nearing extinction? Like, I feel like this is another one of those things where, say, I'm weird and I'm just into like frogs. All right. And I've got a Kermit kink. And I'm like, all right, how do I get a bunch of money and make people think that Kermit over here is going extinct? I'm going to be a scientist and I'm going to apply to USAID for a funding of the extinction or the prevention of extinction of Kermit the Frog here.
Mm.
And of course, because USAID before Doge took over and shut it all down, they're like, sure, here's a bunch of money. And then I put out my report and say that Kermit the Frog here is,
Eat frog.
yeah, there you go.
Right.
I was trying to keep saying it and hoping you would throw out the impression.
I wanted to see how long it would take for you to ask for it.
And I wasn't going to ask for it. I was just going to keep saying it. And
Eat frog.
and then now everybody thinks, oh, the Kermit the Frog's going extinct. There's only two left because random scientist guy over here that works for BlackRock and got money from USAID. He says so that's going extinct. How the fuck would I mean? It's so ridiculous to me. Like, and
Well,
I
he
get
only
it. Like,
found two of them in his entire search of his backyard. He only saw two.
yeah,
So therefore, there's no more left, just these two, because he scoured the entire backyard.
yeah. Well, and like that's the thing. So how can you tell me? All right, let's say this Kermit the Frog was in the Amazon, right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of fucking animals that hide in. I mean, I can go to my local lake and I could probably find a frog, right? So how do I know like it's just ridiculous to me that well, we only saw two of these, so there's only two left in existence. Okay, well, then should the Bigfoot be on the fucking near extinction list? Because I mean, nobody's fucking seen that. I mean,
I think he's already extinct because nobody's really seen
yeah,
him.
but there's videos popping up all the time, dude.
Well, I want you to know that this is the only one of these left in the entire world.
Oh shit.
A little wooden dowel rod that has a flat point here and a pointy point here. This is the
Wow.
last one in the entire universe. This is going to be extinct if I throw this away. It's extinct.
Wow.
is the last one of its
Well,
kind.
I mean, if we ever get close to running out of oil, I'm going to need you to let that go extinct so that we can get oil from it.
I don't know if I can get rid of it, man. I mean, I use it all the time, you
Um,
know.
I just saw your text. Are you doing okay with all these storms? Like, yes, I am surviving the storms that don't exist.
Yes,
Um,
I had to because I thought it was funny.
yeah, I feel like this whole thing has come across as a doubting Thomas type of segment, but it is all bullshit.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying that things don't go extinct. I do believe that certain species do go extinct. I think they're overhunted. Some species, I think there's um like it's just a okay, I don't know how many. Let's say there's 600 different types of monkey or orangutan, that type of, well, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a variation where just the tip of the tail is red and all the rest, whatever that one, that particular little thing uh, of that whole ginormous group of monkey breed, that one's only two left. And when those two die, because they're both males, that's it. You know what I mean? Or something. And it's like, okay, I get it. It can happen. And I'm sure we've had lots of animals that have gone extinct. But then what about like, you got these other scientists. Oh, well, man used to be monkey and we've evolved into man. But then why are there still monkeys?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, that's the part I don't understand about evolution is not only that, but why did we stop evolving? Why can't we fly? Like why
Yeah,
can't we use all of our brain? Like why can't
right.
if
Or
what
is that the
stopped us?
future of us? That could be the future of us where we turn into. So, okay, let's go even further. They've literally said we came from a tadpole.
Hmm.
And to be fair, tadpole's kind of like a sperm.
It is very spermy. Hmm.
So, but you're essentially like, the whole evolution thing, it just does not really fit, in my opinion. And I
Any of
think
their
it's silly
narratives,
that people still believe it. I don't know, like,
none of their narratives fit, dude. That's the problem.
well,
There's
because
too
they have to stretch on everything. Like,
there's see when people lie, they give too much detail to confuse and deflect. So I think that's why a lot of the stories are all bullshit,
yeah.
you know?
Well, I do think that is. I think a perfect example is when they lied about the moon landing, they never considered the fact that um, the ability to view these photos and videos and point out all the fuck ups was ever going to be a thing. I don't think they thought about that. And then as time went on and people were like, this shit really doesn't make sense. I'm looking at this picture that you've passed off as real, and there's shadows in places there shouldn't be shadows. There's crosshair marks behind overlaid astronauts. That doesn't make any sense. There's, um, Bob in the background there, just like holding a light. Like he shouldn't be there because he doesn't have a helmet on. Like it gets ridiculous at a certain
Well,
point.
let's just say all their shit's real. Let's just go with the fact that we went to the moon. All the videos you saw were real. What happened to the guy fucking videotaping?
Yeah, that they left on the moon
Yeah,
when
he's
when
still
the
fucking
capsule's
there.
going up. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
guy's still just hanging. That's Bob. He's got the light. He's just
I
hanging out.
know. Like that's why we can't go back to the moon because we'll have to admit that we left that guy there.
Yeah, poor Bob.
Yeah, that's why we can't go back to the moon. That's
Right.
why.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
It's
Because I mean, we don't have better technology now than we did, 40 years ago when we went to the moon.
right.
That's not a thing. Our technology now is way worse than what it was back then.
I also think it's hysterical to me that okay, we're NASA. We're a giant organization. we have accomplished something that is groundbreaking. We have landed on the moon. We have
Hmm.
filmed all of these things on the moon. We've done all this stuff. But let's go ahead and erase all that footage. We don't need it. One of the most important real
Yeah.
things, but we're just going to go ahead and erase it because,
Well, you know,
I mean, who needs that documented that we actually went? No, it's because it's bullshit, and
yep.
there's probably more on that footage of it being filmed in a studio that would expose that it was filmed in a studio. Like in the background, you hear the guy going, "Action." We had to erase all that shit because it would actually expose that it was all fake. That's what
Yeah,
happened to it.
if that's the case, then we have to admit that we lost the space race. We can't do that.
Well, and that would be the other thing. We would have to admit that. And they're not going to do
That's not
that.
happening. No.
It would be interesting. Maybe we all need to get on. Oh, we're having such luck getting Epstein's files released and all this other shit. Maybe we ought to push for the release of the truth behind all of that. Because
I
I
would
bet you
like
we'll
to
get just as fucking far. You know what I mean?
I would like to see the actual treaty, the Antarctica Treaty.
Oh, I think that's available though, isn't it?
I want the
But
real
you
one.
but you want the truth behind
Yeah,
that.
well, I want the
Gotcha.
real one. I don't want the public version.
Yeah,
I want the director's cut. You
I
know,
gotcha.
I want to know what they really signed and
Yeah.
why no one has broken that treaty, no matter what. That's what I want to
And that's an interesting one, and that's definitely something we should talk about in a future conspiracy corner because
know.
I mean that's a whole nother ball of wax, buddy.
I know, but we're
It is
not.
interesting when you have countries that fucking hate each other and want to go to war, and but there's one thing they can all agree on, and
We
that's that
agree to not talk
we're
about
not going to cross the ice wall.
it. Yeah, we're not going
Very
to talk about
interesting.
that.
Um, all right, well, let's call this conspiracy corner done.
Okay.
I'm sure we've confused a lot of people that are like, wait, there's no dinosaurs, the Earth's flat, moon landing's not real, and now you're talking about an ice wall?
Yeah.
Some brains have been exploded.
Some have turned off our podcast.
That is possible. All right, Dave. Have you watched anything new, but no more than one thing? Or is it all reruns or not reruns, but the same shows?
All the same shows. I've watched some old movies, but nothing new.
Okay. The only thing I've watched is the on Netflix, I think it is the Mr. McMahon series
Okay.
about Vince McMahon and all that. It's kind of controversial. Um, Started
Did you
watching that.
did
What's
you
that?
start watching Count of Monte Cristo?
I did not.
You're a dick.
I'm not a dick. I
This is
don't.
why we don't hang out in person anymore.
Yes, that's the reason. No, I will watch that at some point. I've had kind of a busy week, and I have a guest here that wanted to watch the Mr. McMahon thing, which is the only reason I watched that. So,
I will be watching the Bob Dylan movie tonight, though.
Bob Dylan movie. Okay, what's that? I don't even know about
It's
this.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's got Timothy Chalamet in it.
Ah,
Bob Dylan biopic.
gotcha. Um,
On my Vidu.
okay. Is that new? You
Yeah,
just
it just came out. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right. I will definitely try to watch Count of Monte Cristo by next episode so that
all
I
right.
can talk about it. It's on my list. It's on my radar.
Okay, good, 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 good.
I just didn't have time this past week. So, um, that's all I've been watching is Mr. McMahon. I can probably go deeper into it. Um, I'm getting messages about when
Okay,
I'm
cool.
wrapping this show up. So,
Uh,
uh, that's what
that
I
would be
was.
now. That would be now.
Well, I got to go through my social medias real quick.
Yeah,
But we are to that point of the show.
yeah.
Okay. So if you want to email us, guys who's still high number 5 at gmail.com. You can send us apparently your questions about cars, uh,
Yeah.
your questions about dinosaurs,
Questions about anything. We'll
or
tackle anything.
or if you have an actual issue that you would like Dave's opinion on, or my opinion, you can do that as well. Patreon. That's where you want to go. Patreon.com/ guys who still high five, all spelled out. Go there. You can download the audio and video as like just being like a free member, but then you can also subscribe for $5 and see all of the what would you call it? Extra content, bonus content that
Yeah. Yeah. Just
so like
bonus.
every week you get like a deeper dive, either deeper dive Dear Dave, where we cover a bunch of different emails, deeper dive conspiracy, where we go way deeper into stuff, other like kind of like what we did today, but it's way deeper uh, into some of these conspiracies or whatever. Sometimes there's skits.
Yeah.
There's
Drunk, not
thing,
drunk.
yeah, oh yeah, drunk not drunk. I was trying to think all the things we do. Um, where Dave gets a topic that he's unaware of, and then he has to give you the history on that to the best of his knowledge.
Yes.
And I think we're gonna move the rants to the
That?
subscribers as well,
Yeah. We've never
because
gotten to
because I've never, I was gonna do this like 5 episodes, 7 episodes ago. So
one. Yeah.
I have a couple of rants. I think we'll move those to that thing, and the rants are followed up by a meditation moment. So Dave will walk us through that to calm me back down.
Mm.
And then I was given this thing here, and I think we'll start incorporating this into the subscriber thing. It's called Myrtle School of Mystery,
Okay.
and it's a book full of like it's like every couple pages is it's kind of like Clue
Okay.
or like an escape room, but in like book form.
Okay.
And I know you like escape rooms and shit like that, and it was given to me as something to incorporate onto the show. So maybe we'll do one uh, in an episode and entice people over to the,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well,
it's something I think would be kind of interesting to do. I don't
I'm
know.
down to try it.
Maybe it will fail miserably and we'll never do it again if we do try it, but something to try.
Okay.
So anyways, that's the whole point of Patreon is you get extra stuff over there, and it's $5 a month. Go subscribe to that. Otherwise, you can watch for free on YouTube, youtube.com/at guys who still high five, all spelled out. You can follow us on Instagram, guys who still high number five. TikTok, guys who still high five, all spelled out. And then on X, at guys still high five. There is no who.
Nope. We dropped it like Trump did.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
there you go. That's the whole kit and caboodle. You can go
moist.
in and get rid of the thing from Instagram there,
Oh,
Dave, at your earliest convenience. And yeah, I have to go tend to my guests. So
yes. Enjoy that.
we will we will wrap this episode up right now.
All right.
Right on.
Let's go.